Hey there, I'm Alyssa, and this is Speak Brown Girl, where we speak our truth on Black women, relationships, and religion. I'm a divorced mom of 3 littles, a digital marketer, and a theologian. I'm a feminist, womanist, and a strong Black independent woman. I like my comedy sarcastic, my traveling frequent, and my dancing a little hood.
And I'm Star, a nonprofit professional by day and a real estate entrepreneur by night. More importantly, I am a new wife, a sister, a daughter, and a friend, connoisseur of spicy food, good coffee, and Black culture. I stand for the gospel, Black liberation, and hate raps. I am unapologetically a Black Christian woman.
All right, we're good. Okay. I'm Marvy. I'm a senior administrative assistant. I'm an actress, clearly acting a fool, and I'm a woman of God. And I enjoy game nights, exploring new places, meeting new faces, and anything animal related. Black music, culture, and church are where I find the most joy.
So thank you guys for joining us for season 2, episode 8 of Speak Brown Girl. We know that the episodes have been pretty inconsistent, but hashtag quarantine life, hashtag mental health. So we thank you guys for sticking around with us. Before we get into today's topics, we do want to remind you that Speak Brown Girl is now on YouTube as Speak Brown Girl Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video if you're a new or faithful podcast listener. And don't forget to rate and review our show. So our structure, this episode is going to be a little bit different. We're going to start with like a check-in, since we have kind of like been sporadic. And then our topic of the day is, how do we practice self-care as Black women? So before we go to that, Marvy, do you want to give us a check-in?
Sure. I'm alive. I'm breathing. God is good. And yep. How are you doing?
What's been going on, Marv?
Not watching the news, protecting my mental health, working, dating, making sure that my credit score stays high, going on hikes, and just living the best life. Just out
here. You were dating? I think
Nope, I said a lot of other things. I have a really great credit score. I checked my FICO score.
You have a great credit score? What is it? Do people ask that on first dates?
No, I've never asked that on a first date, but I feel like I should just like tell people. Yes, I have an 805 credit score. My FICO score is 853. So kind of a
805?
I do. Yeah, I know. I'm very dateable. Very dateable.
I'm trying to get you a house.
Yes, that's right.
We gotta get
very dateable until they invite you on a date and
they tell you like, well, mine is 423.
And they take them to the Atlanta Botanical Garden. They shake your hand a certain way, and you never talk to them again.
Why are you like this? Anyway, how are y'all doing?
Star, how are you?
I have had a very high stress week. Coming off of a high stress week because the election was high anxiety for me, and then going back into work was anxiety for me. There's just been a lot going on. But in good news, David and I celebrated our first year of marriage last week, November 2nd. And that was beautiful. We did a at-home anniversary day, but it was beautiful. We had massages and we had a personal chef, and we did it. And it was very nice. So that was relaxing. But then after that, the next day was election day. So all that went to hell in the handbasket.
Wait, so you had a personal chef and a masseuse come to the house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all fancy.
You fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy.
Yeah. Because we wanted to go to the country for our first anniversary, but COVID, that was our plan last year until COVID came. And we're like, gonna stay at home. So we're like, how can we make our at home anniversary just as special? So actually, I mean, it's cheaper to stay at home and do those things than it was to travel. So
I mean, but did you eat the topping of your cake that
no, I didn't save my cake.
oh, okay.
Especially because like we got married in Macon and then we went straight to the airport from Macon
Oh, okay.
for our anniversary. I mean, for our honeymoon last year. So we were just like, it's not worth the extra stress trying to figure out how to get it. Blah, blah, blah.
I didn't even know
We're just
that was
like, whatever. What was that?
that's a thing. Like you save the top of your cake and eat that.
Yeah, and people put it in the freezer and then eat a frostbitten cake a year later. We're like, nobody ever says it tastes good. So I don't know why that's a tradition.
A frostbitten.
I mean, typically you're supposed to preserve it well, but it tastes like it's been in the freezer for a year. So
I mean, some people know how to preserve it pretty well. The way I did mine, I was like, I am not touching that with my lips.
but the chef, he made us a cake, like a little cake. Anyways, so we had dessert. It was nice.
Oh, so cute. I want to go to there. That's so cute.
Go to where?
All of that. I want the paint night. And
I want to go there. Go where,
I want to
ma'am?
go to there.
Home.
No, I want to go to there to where you are able to do those things.
Oh no, I was like, oh, we're fancy because the guy, he used to be Tyler Perry's personal chef, and he's made breakfast for Oprah. And I was like, oh, you're making a 5-course meal for little us.
Oh my gosh. Did David find all of this?
Oh no, I played it. So our thing was, everything was a surprise for him. So everything was like, what our plan is that every other year, like we take turns planning our anniversary. So this year I planned it because I felt like this is going to be at home. I felt like I could be more creative with that, like because of the limitations. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a planner, that's just my thing. I like to plan stuff. So I was like, since we're gonna be at home, I can plan this one. And then next year he'll be in charge of planning. But of course, we still exchange gifts and all that good stuff. But yeah, nice.
What did you get?
What did I get?
Yeah.
I got a new ring. I mean, not like to replace my old one, but just like an additional band. So I have that one on now. It's like a thinner one, which is nice because I have like my wedding band is like a double. I don't know how to describe it, but it goes around both sides of my ring. So this one is just like a single, which I like.
Let me see. Oh, I love it.
I don't know if you can see.
I love a good thin band. I have one on my finger that I wear way high up. But
I have a real one because I like to wear them, but now I have a real thin band, which is interesting because the only real jewelry I have is things I got for my wedding.
All kinds of earrings and things. Oh, you mean like
real? I mean like real stones.
Got you.
Yeah, we got each other a lot of little gifts and candles and robes and
one day that'll be Mari.
Oh, what was the most fun? I got David cologne.
Mm-hmm.
I got David cologne, and I got this cologne. I'm like, oh, this is amazing! I can't wait for us to go somewhere so you can wear this. And I felt like, I'm like, dang, this is really fun. So maybe I'll start buying perfume. But Marv, so what's been going on in your love life?
You mean Alyssa? What's been going on?
No. She said Marv. Our names don't even sound the same.
No, I just talked all about myself.
Okay, we'll come back. Alyssa, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic.
Oh, she brought out the voice. She had to become a whole other person for her to talk about her love life.
That's the only way this thing is going to work. I be on the phone with my therapist and she'd be like, you did what? I'd be like, whew, sounds pretty bad, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so most of y'all know, because we talked about it earlier in the season, that I found out that one of my guy friends that I was friends with for a while We used to hang out all the time, even like, well, he said we've been in the same classes since third grade. I don't remember any of that. But we started dating.
I'm just filling in the silence because you're being real awkward right now.
It's awkward. It's hard. It's hard. You got a question, Star?
I just had to have an idea. Like we haven't had like a dating topic in a while, so I think we should do like a self-sabotage episode. But continue.
Oh, I like that because me and Mark are experts in that field. So I was actually going to bring up a self-sabotaging when I did self-sabotage.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so.
Okay.
So sometimes I subconsciously self-sabotage, you don't know that you're doing it, but sometimes if you're in a fight or flight mode, and I've been this way for years. She drank the rest of that wine. She said, if I'm gonna talk about this. So I was like, okay, so he met my friends Deandra and them a few weeks ago. We met up at like the Battery or something. Mm-hmm. And this is the day after he asked to meet y'all, but I told him no. This is the day
to meet us
because we were out that was the day we went out to eat for me and your birthday celebration, and I said no. And he was like,
"You denied us an opportunity to meet."
I did, because y'all come with 6,352 questions.
When have I ever asked Osa? Oh, sorry, but like that's the only person I've actually met. When did I ask him 375,000 questions? I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you.
Exactly. We only ask you. We have tact. We're classy.
Right. We're like, oh, nice.
Where did you just say that?
We're classy ladies. The thing cut out. It cut out.
Okay. So anyway, when he came, I introduced him as my friend. I was like, this is my friend. And the girls were like, oh, is he available? I said, no. Not an available friend. Because he and I are friends.
Wait, you said that in front of him?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so he was like a few weeks, maybe a week later, he was just like, my friend was like, you should just, see like, if y'all are progressing towards something or whatever. And I was like, like, what are we doing? And he was like, I mean, you tell me. One day I'm your friend, the next day I'm your babe, one day I'm your boo, and then you introduce me as your friend. And I was like, so subconsciously, I was self-sabotaging and keeping him in the friend zone because committing to dating him was too much. Like it was scary. So yes, we are dating. We've been dating since like August. So.
Oh my gosh, that's a really long time in these streets.
That's really long. They don't last that long. But he's really nice. He's really patient. And except when he ignored me. But that was an example of me self-sabotaging. But I didn't even recognize I was doing it until my therapist was like, this is what you're doing. I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. Duly noted. Wow. Y'all can ask me whatever questions you want.
I have a question about Osa, actually.
Sure.
So when he said that he knows what he looks like, wait.
Oh, so we need to preface
that.
Huh?
They don't know that.
Yeah, you have to tell that story. Yeah, tell that story.
Okay, hold on. What was the question? Oh, so my ex-boyfriend last week was checking up on me and was like, hey, I don't hear from you anymore. I was like, well, it's how these things go. You break up with somebody, you don't hear from them. And he was like, you never talk to me or like check up on me. I was like, well, that's how it goes. And so I was like, well, I'm actually dating somebody who, I can see myself with, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, okay, well, I'll leave you alone. So then today, this is not even a full week, that I roll Marvy. So then today he messages me and tells me how he has the flu. And I was like, okay.
The flu or he got the COVID?
He said he has the flu, that it's not COVID because he can breathe. And so then he said, he was like, you're so sweet. That's why I always talk to you and I pray. Cause I was like, okay, well, I hope you get better, you know? And he was like, you're so sweet. That's why I always talk to you and pray for you and stuff like that. And I was like, sweet like a friend, right? Because ain't nothing romantic this way. And he was like, yes, I know you have a boyfriend. I saw what he looks like in my dreams.
And your response was?
I was like, that's effing creepy. He was like, I'll stop creeping you out. Bye. He said, I saw him in my dreams. He was tall, fair-skinned with a beard. So,
You're over here being an African auntie dreaming about things. Please tell him to go somewhere. Please tell him to go.
I just told him that was creepy, and he was like,
I just want to know why he's still talking to this.
I know every person. How you start the conversation?
Because even when I block him, he still message me.
Tell me you got response.
He'll call me blocked. Like,
you don't have to respond to him at all. This is why he has hope and he keeps coming back, because you keep responding. Bet if you stop responding, he will stop messaging you. Eventually, it might take like a year, but eventually he's gonna stop.
One can only hope. We've been broken up for almost a year, so.
But you've been responding to him for the time.
So what's your question, Star?
So after that, did he just stop messaging?
Yeah, he's mad at me now because I said I was creepy. And then he was like, I can call you to tell you all about it. I was like, no, don't call me.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Please.
I hear his name.
Please, no.
I'm like, why is he still? Please don't, because now he really gonna be trying to sabotage stuff, but be like, but I don't think that your God didn't tell me.
Like, right. I was like, are you trying to tell me that God said that that's not who I'm
saying? No, because he's gonna be like, what? I already told you. He's like, what? He'll start playing stupid.
Yeah.
You finish. What? I already told you that this will never work. But then sabotage you and try to get you to think about him. Like that's manipulative. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like somebody was like, well, you know, does he know what, you know, he looked like? And I was like, no, because he doesn't have a Facebook. He has Instagram, but he doesn't have a Facebook, and also doesn't have an Instagram. And I didn't post him on my Instagram because y'all would have seen him, but y'all know what he looked like because I've sent y'all photos. But like, I haven't posted him on my Instagram.
So what about you, Marvy? Tell us about your dating.
Yeah, tell us. We're waiting.
I'm dating. It's going well, I think. Yeah. It's really difficult to say words right now because my anxiety is just going through the roof. Okay, so real talk. Yeah, I'm talking to this guy. We've been talking for 31 days now, I guess. So
I guess, girl, you give a specific number and then talking about your guess.
It's like one of them mamas being like, my babe is 8 months and 1 day.
Because it's significant to me, because the last guy I talked to, we made it to 30 days plus like 2 extra when I should have already just like called it off.
I thought you was about to say 2 hours. I almost spit this wine all over my computer. No. 30 days and 2 hours.
2 days, I think it was. So yeah, no, it's a big deal because this is the first probably healthy relationship that I've been in my adult life, and it's scary as all get out. And yeah, he's growing on me. In the beginning, these girls know I had all the issues. I just was like, I don't know about this and I don't know about that. And like, I don't know. We've seen each other every weekend. And like the last thing that we said on the phone just now, he was like, yeah, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Like it feels like such a long time from last week. And I was like, yeah, it does. And I actually wanted to see if we could maybe schedule some like midweek type joints because
You said that?
I did. So yeah. But then of course I like quickly was like, but you gotta go. So we'll talk about this tomorrow. Okay, bye. So
But you probably busy. Okay, bye.
Yeah. So yeah, I like him. I'm okay to admit that. I like him. My hormones lie though, so I'm still trying to decide whether it's real or not.
Girl.
So
How do your hormones lie?
okay. So for the listeners, ladies, y'all know when you're ovulating, when your period is about to start, sometimes you get even more emotional and things in your body happen, right? So for me, mine apparently, I believe, manifested in this way where I was like, I just had these like really warm feelings about him, like in my chest. Like, you know how they say like you get butterflies? I ain't got no butterflies. But like I just had this like weird, like glowing feeling in my chest every time I thought about it.
Girl, butterflies is just nobody actually has like butterflies.
Also, that's what butterflies are.
Right. I'm like a glowing in your chest. That sounds even more.
No, but I'm saying like usually people talk about their stomach. I was feeling it up here. And like I haven't really
I don't know if that's the feeling.
Well, anyway, this is the first for me. So I didn't know what it was. And then I checked the Clue app and it was telling me that my period was going to start the next day. So I was like, oh, that's what it is. Because that's the only
emotion.
No, I don't believe that that's all the way
What is this warm sensation in my chest?
Is this a heart attack?
So basically, they're calling me a robot.
You go to the hospital, they're like, you're in love. No, must be a heart attack.
No, it's my menstrual cycle, not a heart attack.
Your menstrual cycle and your hormones don't last 31 days.
No, I wasn't feeling like literally. I'm telling you, it was. I just woke up
for 31 days. Is my point.
No, I was. Remember, every time I turned around, I was like, I'm giving him a chance. I'm giving him a chance. I'm giving him a chance. But I never felt anything beyond that. Literally, the day before yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, I woke up. And all of a sudden, I was just like, oh my gosh, I think I really like it. Came out of the blue. Like there was no real reason for it. Like we had a conversation.
No real reason for it. All you said was good things about him. Since you've been talking to him and you're saying that you don't have a real reason for it. What do you mean?
Because remember, I was so skeptical about it. Like the whole 28 days or whatever it was. I was just like,
that stuff doesn't just disappear and go away. You have reason for it.
Well, I know. Well, I don't know. But either way, that feeling hadn't happened before. Like it was just unexpected. I wasn't really sure what it was, but I do think that it was exacerbated by my hormones. I do think it's real. I think it's real, but I do feel like my hormones have made it like, yeah. Cause like, here's the thing. So if this is, yes, it's real. But when people are like infatuated and in love, like, because if it gets anything more than this, I just don't think I can deal because I literally was like over here supposed to be working and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I just like, so it's just like, how does anybody get anything done? You said what?
You won't be able to do work.
This is why I don't like to like feel this strongly because I know me. Like you said what?
What did you say?
I just said I don't like to feel this strongly because I know.
I feel feelings.
Whatever. Yes. So the point of the story is I like him and I'm terrified. Anyway, we need to start.
I'm absolutely
starting. This is it. This is the podcast. Okay.
I'm absolutely terrified too, but you know that I want the best for you and I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you. You can't stop smiling.
I want the best for you too, Alyssa, and I want us to win and I want us to stop self-sabotaging and I want us.
Where are you going?
We're gonna be good at this.
You still see you.
Exactly. We're going to feel the feelings. We're going to have those moments where we're like, oh my gosh. And then we're going to have the moments where we're like,
I like those moments, y'all.
it's terrifying. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but at the same time, I'm like, this is too much because I'm already like, because we were talking about long distance relationships and how it didn't really work out. And like, then he's going to have to travel starting soon whenever the world opens back up again or whatever. And I was just like, am I going to be able to deal with him being away for so long?
What's so long? Like how long?
I don't actually know.
And you don't know when the world about to open up. And so now you done set up here and I'm not going to do this.
No, it wasn't like I'm not going to do this. It was just like, can I be away from him that long? Like, anyway, can we move on? This is really hard.
There's a lot of emotional work.
Guys, I'm so scared.
Oh, I don't think I'm as scared.
Because we've been talking to him for 50, 11 years.
I mean, because it's my friend. Like, he's my friend. And so I don't think that he would enter into this lightly. So I think it's a little bit easier, but not like that much easier. And I said the other day, I was like, oh, you trying to play me? He was like, never. I would never do you like that. I was like, Thank you. Thank you, my G. But all right, what's next?
Yeah, what is next?
Marveling segment.
How is this my segments?
That's your segment, Marv. We say this every time.
You do say this every time.
Yeah, because
you have unpopular opinion and you have let's weigh in.
I thought I only had one of those. Because when does
both? Because they alternate depending on the episode.
Okay, so this is also in the news, apparently. President-elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are on their way to the White House. And we ain't gonna believe the naysayers. We gonna take the naysayers on, the 83% of the people who support Trump that are like, no, it's fraudulent and count every vote and all of that. We want them to count every vote, but we already know how this is gonna turn out. But anyway, the point of this is Black women.
They not count every vote. They want you to count every white vote, but go ahead.
Well, yes, they want you to count every white vote that's supporting Trump is what they want. But once again, Black women turned out in droves. 91% of Black women have been reported to have voted for President Biden. 91% of Black women voted for Biden. And once again, the vote was largely because of our vote, our numbers, and us being active in the communities and just showing up to vote. So
I know what our unpopular opinion should have been.
I'm sorry, what?
I know what our unpopular opinion or let's weigh in.
We can still say it, but let me just finish.
Saying it. I'm saying we're going to include all of this, but I'm saying, did y'all see where Eva Longoria said how Latino women are the real heroines of this election?
Oh yeah,
I heard about it very, very briefly.
I understand that the Black women did, but the Latinas were the real heroines of the election, and like went on and on and on about like how they came out more than Hispanic men, and they drug her. When I say they drug
then I heard she had to apologize, but
she apologized. Do you want me to read to you what it says?
Sure. Yes, please.
Okay, let me click it. Sometimes they be deleting stuff because it's foolish. Stop speaking on Black women. One thing that pissed me off, we don't be talking about nobody. We don't bring other race women up. We don't be like, them white women, we only say something, not most of the time is as a rebuttal to like something that's already been said or done to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you pet our hair or when you say something, you know what I mean? Like it's always in response to, like, we didn't say nothing about the Latino vote. Eva Longoria, we know you want to be included. You can be included.
I don't even know why the dang reporter brought that up to her, because she ain't Black. So for you to bring up like, yeah, you know, black women, of course you're gonna be like, well, Latino women.
I'm not a black woman, so I can't speak on. So
you think she was gonna sit there and big us up after being anti-black? Yeah, right.
I'm so sorry to hear that I'm sorry, what you gonna say?
I have to look at something. Go ahead and talk.
Okay. She said, I'm so sorry and sad to hear that my comments on MSNBC could be perceived as taking credit from Black women. When I said that Latinas were heroines in this election, I simply meant that they turned out in greater numbers and voted more progressively than Latino men. My wording was not clear, and I deeply regret that. There is such a history in our community of anti-Blackness in our community, and I would never want to contribute to that. So let me be very clear. Black women have been the backbone of the Democratic Party, something we have seen played out in this election as well as previous ones. Finally, Black women don't have to do it alone any longer. Latinas, mainly who identify as Afro-Latina, Indigenous women, AAPI women, and other women of color are standing with them so we can grow our collective voice and power. Together, we are unstoppable. Nothing but love and support for Black women everywhere. You deserve a standing ovation. Somebody commented, we need new Latina activists. Is this all we got? Seriously.
Oh gosh. I don't think she was trying to be an activist. I think she was just trying to be
relevant. No, but when they brought her, obviously she's not an activist. But when you bring somebody, he wasn't like, she could have said that what she said right there in that second paragraph, she could have said that Black women have been the backbone of the Democratic Party, and finally Black women don't have to do it any longer because as we saw on election day, Latinas came out, you know what I mean, in larger droves than Latino men, and so together we are, like she could have said that, you know what I mean? But stop speaking on this.
Yeah, people just trying to be talking. I'm guilty of it too, but Eva has an actual platform.
Yeah, but also you were on MSNBC when you said it. So it's not like you're saying this at home to like your home girl, like, girl, you know my Black women, but it's Latinos. We were, you know, like you're not talking. Racist. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Anyway, Star, what was the thing that you were looking up?
I can't find it, so I'm not going to misquote anything. Okay. But I'm going to misquote it real quick. But it was a guy who was saying, what does like this celebration of Black women do to our Black boys?
I'm sorry.
Like how like everyone's been bigging up Black women and the Black girl, you know, like all these Black girls can be, president, vice president and stuff. And he was saying like, so what does all of the celebration of Black girls and Black women like say to our Black boys? Like that's somehow making them feel lesser than.
Oh my freaking gosh. Everybody want a daggone trophy. Go sit down somewhere.
He didn't want a participation trophy. Y'all ain't do nothing.
Exactly. Less of y'all voted for Biden, like for the Democratic Party this year. Less. More of y'all voted for Trump. What y'all want?
Also, how many Black women had to drag Black men to the polls?
We all know one. We all know one.
Let's be real here. How many percentage of Black men voted for Trump? Do you know that roughly, Star?
I don't know, but every person that I personally know, except for my mother, who voted for Trump, were Black men.
Yeah. Well, your mom voted for Trump?
Apparently, that's what I was told. But anyway.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I feel like the Black men I know, out of the ones I can think of, they either didn't vote and their women voted, or they voted for Trump.
You know, and my issue with this is every time I had this conversation with, every time I had this conversation with Black men, they were saying, oh, well, Biden has higher tax laws because if you're at 400,000, you don't make 400,000. Okay.
I don't know many Black men who do.
You don't make 400,000
in my life.
No.
So I'm like, none of y'all.
Biden's trying to help you. You can't get a house because of your student loans. Biden's trying to help you.
I just think that, like, And that's interesting to me because I was talking to David about this week. I feel like, Black women are extremely community minded, and we will put, like we will. So for the $400,000 thing, right? A black woman will make $400,000 before the black man will. As far as like
But the highest
drive and
percentage.
education and all
Mhm.
those things. Now, of course, like they still make more to the dollar, but I'm talking about like generally speaking, the odds are in black women's favor because we defy odds, right? Um, and so I think that every black woman on this call and most black women that I know will say, if I make $400,000 or more, I will pay my fair share because I do not want people who make less than me and who can barely afford to pay their bills to be taxed at the same rate or have to be taxed more when they need the money more than I do. Like if I know that I'm taxed more, but like if I'm not the person who has to I'm not looking at my checks pay stub every week trying to figure out how much he took out of my check. I don't need to do that. And it's not a flex. It's like, but there are people who need every dime, every dollar, and those people are not the ones who make over $400,000 a year. And if they are, that's your own fault. There's no way you should be making $400,000 a year and living paycheck to paycheck. That's your own fault. But there are people who are working their butts off and barely living at the above the poverty line. So
Mhm.
I would like, why in the world would I opt for a tax law that will benefit high income people and be at the disadvantage of the marginalized? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But black men will argue that even though they don't even make $400,000 because it's self-serving, but it's still against your own interest. It's like it's like an inflated sense of self. Like you're voting against your own interests because you think too highly of yourself and you don't think about anybody else.
And
I
I
don't know. It's
told
weird.
somebody this. I said, he said, you're developing, you're building your businesses and investing and, building wealth. And what if you get to $400,000, are you willing to let them take, 39% of that? I said, for humanity, yes. Humanity trumps money every single time. You know what I mean?
But 39% of that is still what? That's still over $200,000 a year. That's still multiple times what the average person makes. The average household makes.
If voting for Biden means those kids get out of those cages,
Mm-hmm.
means that they get reunited with their parents, that the LGBTQIA community has equal rights, and that we are able to effectively like defund the police as the Black community and like put all these things into place that protect the Black community. Yes, I'm willing to do that. Why not? Because guess what? My nephews ain't got $400,000. My son ain't got $400,000. My cousins ain't got $400,000. And so like I think of it as a point of like, even if you got $400,000 and they don't put the right systems and processes in place, you drive in a Bentley, you still a nigga in a Bentley. They still gonna pull you over because they see a Black man in a Bentley, and if you move too quick, you're gonna be a dead nigga in a Bentley. So yes, I'm still going to vote for that. I'm willing to pay so that our Black men, even if they aren't, apparently they're willing to die.
For the possibility of them one day making $400,000 and being taxed less than what they are now.
So you're gonna make $400,000 in the next 4 years? Every year? Okay, big dog. You barely making 50, but okay.
And it's not even like, and it's not even shame. It's just
It's not shade at all, but it's like literally, it's like this is humanity. And so I think that that's what people get confused sometimes, that they literally choose, like you're choosing money over like real human people. You know what I mean?
I will say that as far as like how I feel about Biden and Kamala being elected, obviously there are, just generally speaking, there are flaws within our democratic system that doesn't seem to be equally democratic for all citizens, that the fabric of our country is grafted together with Black bodies, indigenous blood, indigenous lands. It's held together and was built on the backs of Black people, was fueled and capitalized on the labor of Black people and on the land of indigenous people. And so there's so much that needs to be done that a Biden and Harris presidency administration will not solve all those problems. And I think I also was frustrated by people who were like, y'all celebrating this like they, they two sides of the same coin. That ain't, blah, blah. I agree with that. But I think that we have to, especially as Black people, learn how to celebrate when it's time to celebrate and mourn when it's time to mourn, because we will have plenty of opportunities to mourn. We'll have plenty of opportunities to be angry. We'll have plenty of opportunities to be, passionate and to seek, like to cry injustice, because like we never stop doing those things. But in moments where we have small victories, we have to take advantage of those as well. And so I see the Biden Harris victory as a small step in the right direction, that like we're playing chess, we're not playing checkers. Like you have to be strategic, and if you're going to navigate through the systems that already exist, then you have to play the game, at least for now, but still have the long-term aim to tear it all down at some point.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't, obviously you and I have talked, sir. I mean, I feel like all of us have talked. Like, I'm gonna let you talk, Marvy, because you ain't said nothing. But I don't think that they're perfect candidates, not by a long shot.
Yeah.
I think they're better than Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I needed. I just needed you to be better than Trump. Can't get no worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it took me a little while to get excited and get on the bandwagon, not the bandwagon, but like get excited. I was happy that Trump was going to be out. Yes. But at the same time, I wasn't really crazy over Biden or Kamala. But like I said, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the hope of a better tomorrow, if you will. But I don't know. I'm not incredibly encouraged, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there because I'm hearing more. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that like I had closed myself off so much from the news to protect my mental health and, try to like push out anxiety, that I wasn't really hearing about the policies or the different things that they were trying to bring to the table. So now that I am more open to the news, I'm like, okay, well, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, at the end of the day, Biden is still an old white man. So I get why people aren't really all gung-ho. I don't get why people don't vote. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate when people don't exercise that privilege to vote. But I understand that people have been hurt these past 4 years and they really don't see things changing.
Really, yeah. I mean, I feel like that at least, especially Black people, have been hurt the last 200 years in this country, and I think that I understand why people would have apathy and distrust for a system that was never made for them. Yeah. I think that I don't understand when people complain about it but don't have any other solution or idea or like hope or anything that they can offer. That's when I'm like, you're just being pessimistic for the sake of being pessimistic. Like you're not, and if you're also dissuading other folks, like almost like this, like a superior, I don't know, like a mocking of people who actually do think that their vote will actually make a difference. Like, oh, you thought that's cute. You thought y'all were doing something by going to the polls. But I think seeing Georgia flip will probably show a lot of people that the vote, but specifically the Black vote, does have power when we exercise it collectively. And I think that that's the thing that I feel like we keep missing, is that change is has to be collective in some form of collective, and collective start small and grow, which is why community organizing on the ground was so big and powerful, because they were able to rally enough Black people and young people, brown people, indigenous people, in some areas like Arizona, to actually mobilize them together to make the vote powerful. But I think we can get overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things that need to be changed, the sheer amount of like 70 million people who voted for white supremacy, and that is overwhelming and can be discouraging.
Yeah. And then at the back of it, we see that once again, Black women are seen as being the saviors of America. So you have Stacey Abrams over here just doing the dang thing, making sure that voter suppression is not happening, although, it still happens, but trying to really make sure that people were able to vote and have equal opportunities and make sure that their votes were heard. Then you have Keisha Lance Bottoms that, she's over here running things in Atlanta as best as she can. And then now Kamala added to the list of like these really amazing Black women on top of the 91% of Black women who voted for Biden. And it's like history.
And the 91% of Black women who are literally carrying the Black community on a day-to-day basis.
Carrying and like
really the 100%, 99.
Yeah. And like the thing is like we have been doing this since we were like dragged over to this country, like literally suckling these white people at the teat. Like that's just like what we've been expected to do. And like people are counting on us, but yet we still end up being the ones that end up being the most disenfranchised, just like left by the wayside, not taken care of, but we're still expected to come through for America every time. And it's not fair. It is not fair at all. But this is the hand that we've been dealt, apparently. And I'm grateful to every woman who came out to vote and who, poll workers and people who were texting those daggone annoying texts. I probably got like 4 texts a day talking about, are you voting?
Oh, yeah. I was like, I saw the first 3 words. Like, okay, going back to what I was doing. But I'm thankful because that worked for others who had not considered voting before, but decided to vote for this election, made a huge difference. So I'm thankful for their volunteer work on the ground. There's something that I wanted to read that's on Instagram, and this is me like being tired of, other Black women being tired of Black women being carrying the brunt. But this Black woman says, white women really need to do some deep listening and reflecting on the fact that over half of y'all voted for that man again. Black women especially don't want to hear, it wasn't me, I'm one of the good ones right now. I want you to organize your own communities, give up your seats of power, leave your jobs where you serve women of color, quote unquote, and go. Go organize your own people, because your apathy, conflict avoidance, and desire to feel comfortable is putting the rest of us in danger. We don't need any more you to be social workers, teachers in low-income schools, nonprofit professionals. We need you to spend time in your own communities instead of believing you're saving us. We're good. You need to go save yourselves and your own communities.
Wow.
And that's it on that.
Well,
and that is a great transition from our Let's Weigh In to our topic of the day.
Mm-hmm.
How, as Black women, we can practice self-care. So what say ye? Who wants to go? We'll start by saying, how do you guys personally practice self-care? Let's start with that.
So I like to break self-care down into 3 categories. There are more, but mind, body, and soul. So some of the things that I do to take care of my mind, of all, I got a therapist, y'all, and she's been gone for the last 2 weeks, and I have been struggling, but I've been doing a lot of journaling. So yeah, I have my therapist that I talk to once a week. I sometimes use the Headspace app, which is a super great tool for those who need just to have some guided meditation or breathing, or anything to like take your mind off of whatever is causing you anxiety. So our company has like a membership available for all the employees, and I don't use it as much as I probably should, but it's a great tool that I use to take care of my mind. I read books. I'm a part of a book club at my job. So I either read a book or I listen to an audible book. And like I said earlier, a lot of journaling, writing, whether it's this creative writing or just venting my frustrations. So how about y'all? How do you take care of your mind? Hmm?
I actually haven't been going to therapy lately, and today was one of those days where I'm like, what is going on with me? I really was like, I need to get back into therapy. I, especially when caring for my mind, my main thing is like shutting off distractions and or just things that will keep my mind going or that I know will cause anxiety, like watching Fox News. Like literally I can only like handle like 5 minutes. I'm like, my anxiety is going up. I need you to change the channel. Because like David likes to watch and laugh, and I'm like, the foolishness, I can't. Like is literally another world over there. So I try to like, I'll delete apps off of my phone, shut off things that I feel are not harmful, and just like, you know, have quiet time or do something to take my mind off of things going on around me. Um, music, prayer, that kind of thing. I think I need to do better self care. And one thing that I realized lately is that I don't. David and I, we started a podcast called Virtual Coffee with Star and David, on coffee, wealth building, real estate. And in our last episode, we talked about budgeting, rewarding yourself. And I realized that I don't reward myself. And so I definitely need to do a better job at self care altogether. Because I don't think I do a great job at it. Yeah.
How about you, Alyssa? How do you take care of your mind?
My mind. My mind.
Sang, sis, sang.
All right, so few ways I take care of my mind. Therapy, every 2 weeks like clockwork, because your girl's a little low key anxious all the time. Even though a recent discovery last week, my therapy session, we talked about a lot of childhood trauma that I had and how it can reside in the body. And we had a conversation about that. And since then, I haven't had any anxiety attacks.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
It's been a week since I've had an anxiety attack, and I was having them multiple times a day.
Wow.
So I'm glad about that. Another way that I take care of my mind this week, I decided to sometimes I'll just delete the apps off my phone, Facebook and Instagram, and I'll just, um, do a couple days or a week or a month or something like that without them on my phone. I journal. Um, a big thing that I do is I do set my phone on do not disturb from a certain time to a certain time. And so like only like my mom or my sisters will be able to get through, so that I'm able to just like decompress after the day. Um, and I like to not only just not I said journaling, but like I also like to sing a lot at home. That helps me be able to clear my mind, because I have too many kids to sit and meditate, but they'll sit and listen to me sing. So then we'll be singing together. But for moms out there, I would say set your kids to bed at an appropriate time so that you're able to decompress after and get a few hours of just like nothing to yourself.
Awesome. Now, when we talk about the body, yes, the body does keep count of traumas, past traumas, present traumas. It keeps count, and it is important to make sure that we are taking care of our body. I'm not really great about working out anymore. I used to be a gym rat and spend like 2 hours in the gym just going hard, doing the leg days and the abs every day and everything. Now I'm lucky if I even get up from my chair once a day from working. But one of the things I've started to do is go on hikes and long walks. I actually put on my work calendar to go take a walk 30 minutes every day. It's never 30 minutes, but like I set aside 30 minutes to go do that. I also will sleep in on the weekends if I'm able to. I like to paint my nails. Because your girl out here trying to save her coins. So my cousin had gotten me like a gel manicure kit thing. So I've been painting my own nails. And then, yeah, I sometimes do work out every once in a while. I'll put on like an Afro beats dance workout video. And then sometimes for my body, I like to drink wine. I know it's not exactly the healthiest thing, but it helps my body relax. So I drink some wine every now and again. And then something that helps me is I soak my feet in Epsom salt 1 to 2 times a week because I hold a lot of tension in my feet for some reason, and I'm also flat-footed. So often when I'm going on these long walks and hikes and what have you, I need to soak my feet. It also helps with my headaches. How about you, Star? How do you take care of your body?
Well, I just started going back to the gym because I got sinus surgery a few weeks ago and I wasn't allowed to work out for a few weeks after that. So this week was my first, I had my post-op appointment and I was cleared to go back to the gym. So I'm super excited about that. So I've been working out more. I try to eat healthier when I feel like my surgery kind of like just threw me off too because there was like certain things like I couldn't take supplements and certain medications stuff like that. So I'm like it kind of just because certain things like affect your blood and blah blah blah. So I didn't want my blood to thin and all that kind of stuff. So I had to be mindful of that. So I couldn't take my supplements. But now we're back on it. So eating healthier, working out. I actually I like to have my nails done and my toes done, but I don't actually enjoy getting them done. You know how like some people are like, oh, I can't wait to go. It's not really I don't enjoy it. It's just kind of like I enjoy my nails looking nice. I don't enjoy the process. Um, we got massages last week, and I really like want to insert massages as like a regular practice, like a regular like self-care, but also like health care practice of getting regular massages. So that was really nice. Um, yeah, I think those are the ways.
Cool. How about you, Alyssa?
I do a lot of things. I have to get my hair and my nails done. I realize that if I feel like crap, like Star said, it's not the process, it's not the actual process, but if I feel like crap, it's probably because my hair and my nails are not done. And so I'm like, go get your hair done, go get your nails done. And then I'll come back and I'll be like, Or if that doesn't work, this almost always works. I go put on a tutu. I know. I will go put on a tutu. And if I'm going somewhere fancy, I will wear it with heels. And if I'm not, I will wear it with gym shoes. And I will just rock me a tutu for that day. And that almost always works. That's like a last resort. But I do work out. I lift weights, but I wouldn't call that self-care because I hate it. I hate working out. It's just a thing. But I do it. And I do it pretty consistently, like 2-3 times a week. So and what else do I do for the body? I shop a lot. Yes, it's a release. I online shop a lot. And what else do I do? I think that's it. I don't really like the facials or like, I don't want to get naked for a massage. I know they have different ones, but I don't really like the facials. My face breaks out easy. And
I've never gotten a facial before.
I had one for my birthday. It was pretty good. I almost fell asleep in the chair.
Oh yeah, I did on our honeymoon because we're covered in chocolate. That was the massage. It was like chocolate and fruit, and that was the kind of massages we got in Colombia.
I want this one. What kind of massage?
Me and Alyssa both were like,
It was like they have the real deal cacao that in Colombia. So I mean, we had one on the coffee farm tour. It wasn't a coffee farm, but like they had like the real deal stuff. So the massages were with chocolate and stuff for your skin, get all the antioxidants and all that good stuff, and scrubs, and it was nice. We didn't massage each other. We just got massages. But it was nice. It was like in the hut, and I'm like, oh, this is fancy. This is fancy.
Do you
know? But yeah, I never gotten. That was the only time I got in a facial. It was chocolate, whatever. But I've never gotten like a facial for like just skin maintenance kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I have eczema, so I'm not really sure how. Like
me too. I have like a dry spot on my forehead, and I'd be like, "Look, I'm gonna have to smack your hand down if you do something I don't like." Because I will. But like when I went to Jeju, and it was supposed to like that little spot where they do like the massages and like the veggie steams and like all that jazz.
I want to get a veggie steam. That sounds fun.
Wait, what? That's a thing? A who?
Yeah. You never heard of a
vaginal steam?
Never heard of a vaginal steam? A V steam?
First off, I want one. Sounds glorious.
We should go.
My only thing about Jeju is that you got to be naked when you come in from the door.
It doesn't have to be a Jeju. They have other places where you can
go somewhere else because they had those little towels, and my boobs was bigger than one towel, and somebody brought their kid in. I had one boob in there and one boob out. Like,
oh no, I never been there, but I heard that. It doesn't sound like my type of spot, but I really enjoyed having like the massage therapist come to the house. That was like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna probably start doing that. That makes it even better. Like I'm in the comfort of my own home. You can leave, and I'm like, okay, well, back to my day without having to get in the car, go to somewhere where other people are at. That might be a regular routine. When did they have mobile V steams?
To look this up because I don't understand the point of it. What's it supposed to do? We don't have to talk about it. Never mind.
Okay. I mean, this is a woman's podcast, steam, and they put, I think, what essential oils.
About women's health. We can talk about women's health.
And just energize, rejuvenate your vagina.
To do what? I should not be doing nothing.
I think some people say like, you might have like stuff come out, like discharge. That might be like, like a detox, like a vag detox.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with a stranger detoxing my.
Oh no! You're sitting. No.
Bowl.
You're sitting in a bowl of steam.
A bowl of steam with like stuff in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
it's like this the bowl of steam, and you're like sitting with your legs to the side, and it's like, oh, you can't see this is
it's
the
okay.
bowl.
I don't need a visual. It's fine. Yep.
Yeah, nobody's like in your vagina. You're just like, it's just like when you go to get your toes done and you have a bowl your feet are in. It's like, imagine it for your vagina. You're just sitting there relaxing over a bowl of steam.
Looking at her face, she thought somebody was gonna do something to her vagina.
I was just like, I mean, I know that
somebody's gonna be in there. All right, let's see.
There was like some type of like steam.
Oh, this sounds horrible. It sounds like going to the gynecologist.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
Is it steaming?
Okay.
I'll check back later.
Like soaking your feet, but instead you're soaking your veg.
Yeah, to wrap this up, we're gonna talk about how we take care of our spirit. So mind, body.
Talk about the veg. Look at her.
No, don't want to talk about the veg no more. Anyway,
we must listen to Robot Marvy.
Anyway, spirits. So for me, prayer is a really big thing for me. I help lead a Tuesday morning early prayer session that really helps me. Like Tuesdays usually be my best day because I've started the day like in prayer and my mind usually be right. So yeah, prayer is big for me. Listening to praise and worship music definitely helps me whenever anxiety is at its peak. Reading my Bible, that's usually helpful for me, or like hearing somebody else read the Bible to me. Being in my community group, that helps my spirit usually, except for if people are, I don't know, talking about stuff that make me uncomfortable or make me have to be like, all right, Jesus, I guess we have to have a conversation. Yeah, but then also for my spirit, just comedy, like fun, laughter, anything that causes me to laugh, that usually encourages my spirit. How about you, Star?
Sorry, my bag is itching. I think I mentioned prayer earlier, or worship music. Okay. I'm crashing. I mentioned prayer earlier and worship music, being encouraged by the word. I really enjoy. I feel like times when I feel spiritually filled, especially I really enjoy women's DNA time, like study time. I feel like those times I feel like, yeah, I feel spiritually like rejuvenated more so than, not more so, but like those are times where I specifically feel like spiritually rejuvenated, like I said.
Yeah. Me, Jesus.
Amen. Ooh.
That's it. Something about the name Jesus. It is the sweetest name I know.
Okay.
I
That's great.
know.
Really nice.
I know.
We can wrap this up. So, Jesus.
I think overall though, I need to improve my self-care. I think that I have a long way to go before I feel like I have a healthy self-care regimen.
Thank you for your honesty.
I think as Black women, if we were to tailor this specifically to Black women, I think as Black women, we need to make sure that we are not taking on more than we can bear, not pushing ourselves. It's a difference between like working hard and recognizing those moments where you need rest. As Black women, we tend to try and save the world. And what we have to recognize that we can't save the world in a day. And so we're our best selves when we take care of ourselves, when we reward ourselves, when we our cup is filled. So I would say as Black women, stop taking on things that you taking on more than you need to be taking on, and recognizing that it's okay to have downtime, it's okay to have rest, and it's okay to not have to do it all or not want to do it all.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Well,
that's it.
Any final thoughts? Oh, and I like hugs. I discovered that I actually do like hugs. And I need to schedule some hug appointments with y'all. So just
sure.
Let me know if I can put some time on your calendar for some
I like hugs too. I haven't hugged people outside of David in a long time because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I realized that, and I'm like, wow,
I love hugs. I'm a hugger.
Yeah. I am a hugger as well.
An appointment.
But also, I learned from my job that there are people who are not huggers. And so I think I've been more reserved with my hugs since then, because like we'll do like anonymous surveys or whatever. And people will be like, everyone in the team aren't huggers, and people just hug you when they see you, because we work remotely, so there's typically like a certain time increments of time throughout the year that we see each other. So typically when people see each other, they're like, oh hey, and then people have said that anonymously in like surveys, and so people have been like, oh, do you no? So now I'm more mindful of that, generally speaking, like even outside of my work, of like, I actually don't know if this person is the hugger or not.
I typically ask, I'll be like, can I give you a hug? Are you a hugger? Before I hug them.
Because usually people just kind of go in for a hug. Yeah. And me, I know I'm already awkward So like me asking for a hug, I feel like would be awkward. Like, hey, can I hug you? Like I feel awkward doing that, especially like yeah. I wouldn't feel awkward hugging y'all, but I feel like outside of y'all, I feel like I would be awkward asking anyone for a hug. I probably just would. I'm one of the. I'm right here. Even when people are like, "Oh," I'm like, COVID.
This is true.
All right. So thank you guys for joining us for Speak Brown Girl, season 2, episode 8. I don't know any of the numbers. Season 2, episode 8. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. Speak Brown Girl.
Bye.
I'm gonna have to hop off, y'all, because my kids ain't seen me all day and